Hey guys, how's it going? So you guys are expecting. You guys are kind of curious on some important questions to ask when you're choosing a pediatrician.
We're having a new baby and it's our first, so I think it's important to have a pediatrician that's a great match just because it's all new to us and we don't know what's going on.
One important question for expectant parents to ask is when your child's born, who's going to come check the baby? Is it going to be the pediatrician, or is it going to be somebody else covering for him? You know, I like to go in and see my own newborns, so I'll be waking you up pretty early in the morning. Always find out how accessible your doctor is. Are they going to be there when you need them? Kids tend to get sick quickly and need to get into the doctor.
So ideally we should be able to get in the same day that we call when our child's sick.
If your child's sick, right. How do they feel about the overuse of antibiotics? You know, if you go back a few years, we gave antibiotics for every cold, every runny nose, and we learned that that has caused a lot of problems with resistance. You know, there's a saying in pediatrics, it's just a virus. Their views on vaccines. If you ask them about vaccines maybe, and you know, if they kind of just get really closed off and say, vaccines are important, I don't want to discuss it, and you go, okay. And some doctors are going to be like that, and then another doctor might go, well, I know there's a lot of controversy around it. I really think vaccines are important. Here's some of the safety concerns. You know, if they're at least willing to discuss something controversial with you, you'll know they kind of have a nice open mind. Pretty
Good
cool,
tips, my friend.
Yeah, that was a really neat set of new parents. They're going to deliver in about a month. But mentioning vaccines, you know, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and it's really important to get the information from your doctor, not your neighbor or the internet, so to make sure you're making the right decision. Because a lot of parents come into my office with safety concerns, and it's important to find a pediatrician that's going to sit and discuss it with you and discuss whatever concerns you have so you feel good about what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then I mentioned accessibility. It's important to know at night, if you're going to call the office, who's going to answer the phone? Is it going to be the nurse, or is it going to be your doctor? Who sees the baby on weekends? If the child's sick, are you going to be just sent to the ER or urgent care, or does the doctor have office hours on the weekends? That's important too. And then finally, you're going to be getting a lot of parenting advice from your pediatrician, so it's kind of nice to know what their philosophies are. Do they have kids of their own? You know, how do they feel about things like extended breastfeeding, co-sleeping, the cry it out method versus snuggling? You know, just so you know you're on the same page, because it's kind of a bummer to be butting heads with your pediatrician for the next 10 years.
And also you have to understand your pediatrician isn't going to be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you have to have realistic expectations about when they're accessible and available, right?
Right, exactly. It's nice to know ahead of time who's going to be answering the phone at 3 in the morning.
Very, very true. Great tips.
Thank you very much.